the England Roger Sports Hour. And Roger, I woke up this morning and checked social media first thing, and I saw the breaking news, and I'm sure you might have seen it as well. Dina Asher Smith changed allegiance to Jamaica, and I'm like, my first thought was what, and then I said, oh, it's April 1st.
First, there you go. There you go. So I
Yeah,
saw it too, and I was like, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's not. She wouldn't. She
Because I
has
was
so much
thinking,
to lose.
that's what I was thinking. Does she want to go to another Olympics or what?
No, I saw it
Yeah.
too, and I was like, what is going on here? Then I said, April number one.
Yeah, but then I went to the comments, and there's so many comments saying, congratulating her and wishing her good luck and stuff. But all the time I'm thinking, no, this can't be true because she won't be going back to another Olympics.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean, that lead, and sometimes it takes 2 years to come through and all of that stuff. Sometimes it's not immediate since she wasn't born there. She'd have
right.
to have her passport. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
so
saw it and I was like, huh? That
yeah.
would never happen. I mean, I've spoken to her. I mean, she loves Jamaica, but she's not running for
No,
Jamaica. She's the queen
mm,
where she is. Why would she go somewhere
exactly.
else where she's number four?
Exactly. So it could be even lower than number four. You never know.
Would be, you never know.
With what's
Never know.
happening in Jamaican sprinting recently. Wow.
Recently,
Yeah,
anything
we'll
is
talk.
possible.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later on. But there's a
Sure.
lot happening. Boys and girls champs. Wow, what some
Wow.
times.
I think we can just say, wow.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean, I watched some of those races and I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
I know.
But it's fantastic. A lot of things to discuss today again, Roger. The Miami Open going along nicely, but it shows that you what is it? You snooze, you lose because Alcaraz
I
lost,
know.
and
I don't know. He was saying a lot of stuff before he went in here, so I was actually thinking this was going to be an easy win for him because he sounded like he was ready to prove he's number one.
yeah, and he's losing number one tomorrow when
Yeah,
the new rankings come out because if Djokovic will be back at number one. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
last I was watching the game last night and I thought, yeah, I couldn't believe what I was seeing because it just seemed to me like he didn't seem to have the energy that he normally has.
He wasn't there, which is
Yeah,
a little surprising, because he's what, 19? So he should
yeah,
have lots of energy. When I
yeah,
was 19, you know what I could do, Ingle? I could stay up all night.
exactly.
I could stay
Yeah,
up all night.
you can go all night party,
Party, come
come
home, and
home,
good to
and
go.
good, exactly. But
So I was
you
not
know,
surprised. He just looked listless, and I don't know. Maybe he was just having one of those days.
maybe it was just one of those days, as you said, and yeah, it's gonna be. Well, he's not in the finals.
Oh, he's out. He's
He's
done.
out, and it's gonna be Medvedev in the finals, and
Sinner will, yeah, yeah,
Sinner and Medvedev in the
yeah,
final.
yeah.
And Sinner, the first time, I think the second time he's come back from a set down to beat Alcaraz.
Alcaraz, yeah. Maybe he
So
has
maybe he
something
has
going on there.
something, yeah, maybe he has something over him. But the finals today, though, for the women, that's going to be a good one because Rybakina and Kvitova. Kvitova surprised me a bit, and she beat Kristia. She didn't look like she would, but she played some great tennis after going down. She was down 5-3 and
Mm.
two set points, and she came back and she's won that game. So
I don't know. I think Rybalenka is, for me, gonna win. But
I think so too.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, it was a good game. Definitely a good game.
It was a
But
good game.
definitely, but I was looking at what's going on in the tournament. I know last week when we spoke, we talked about our own Canadian Bianca Andreescu,
And
and
just
she
yeah,
she was going so well,
she
and then
was.
she tore some ankle ligaments, and she had to give up her game. And I don't know what to say. Why is she injured so often, Ingle? Why?
Yeah, she actually said when she got injured, she tweeted not she said not again when she
Yeah,
went down
yeah.
because she was going so good. She was playing some good
Yes,
tennis
she was
too.
playing some great tennis, and I was like,
Yeah,
she's
she was
finally
leading.
back.
Yeah, she was
Finally back.
leading.
I was so excited for her.
Yeah,
And
and
then she just goes down again. And it's like, oh my God,
yeah,
what's going on here?
very disappointing. especially, as you said, she seems to get these injuries, and you don't know how long she's going to be out for again. And
It's going to be a little while. It's not going to be
just
a quick fix at all.
yeah, just when she's getting back into form, and
Exactly.
it's bad.
Exactly. It's
An
weird.
interest,
It's weird.
an interesting doubles too. I've been keeping an eye on the women's doubles, and an interesting doubles finals tomorrow for the women because we've got Leila Fernandez, the other Canadian,
Yeah.
teaming up with Taylor Townsend, American,
Oh, yeah.
and they will play Goff and Coco Goff and Pegula. So a good finals and for the women's in doubles
That
tomorrow.
should be a fun finals for
It should
sure.
be a fun finals because Pegula lost in the semifinals, and yeah, she looked to Ribakina. She lost to Ribakina. I don't think she has the kind of power like Ribakina and
No,
the other
no.
girls. So
Yeah, yeah.
not
I agree.
surprising at all.
I agree.
Mm,
I agree. But another thing, Djokovic. So they said he's gonna get to the U.S. Open this year. So
yes, the
they
U.S.
finally passed that bill, Ingle.
Yes,
Finally,
finally the U.S. changed the law. So why couldn't you let him in last week
last
or
year.
this week?
Why it took you so long?
Yeah, it's crazy, but yeah, he's gonna be there, and good to see that he's gonna be there for
I'm
sure.
happy that they made the change. So hopefully by then Alcaraz figure out who he is, and Felix, I'll see him figure out what he can do, and Medvedev. So it should be an exciting U.S. Open now that all the top players should be there. So I'm
I know.
actually really, really looking forward to that.
Sometimes I looked at Felix and I wonder, it's good to play a lot of tennis, but sometimes do you need a break? Because he's been playing
I
non-stop.
I thought about that too when he lost earlier
Yeah,
on this tournament, and I was like, huh. He's been going for a little while. He was been going great though,
he's been
but I
going
mean,
great. Yeah,
it's just been a little stretch, and sometimes your body needs to refresh, take a break, and come back renewed and ready to do big things. So I hope he doesn't lose form, but he seems to be on his way down right now.
yeah, he seems on his way down, and we don't want to see him losing form, as you said.
No,
So
no,
we'll
we love
keep
him
an
too
eye.
much. We
Yeah,
love
we
him too
do.
much.
We'll keep an eye on the finals this afternoon. Go the women and the men's tomorrow. So three
For
o'clock
this afternoon.
this
Yeah.
afternoon. Yeah.
Another quick note on tennis, though.
Mm-hmm.
The All England club
Mm-hmm.
say the Russians and the Belarusians will be
Yep.
able to compete at Wimbledon this summer. You know,
Correct.
they had banned them last year, so they're saying they can come, but they have to compete as usual athletes and comply with certain conditions. But they will be there. So what do you
I'll
think
be
about that?
there.
Because I mean, there's all this protest about them, and now England is saying, "Come on in."
Yeah, it's England is saying come on in and they can play. I think England was the only place that didn't allow them because they
Last
can
time,
play
yeah,
in everywhere else, but not as
yeah,
individuals as you just mentioned.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
guess England has now decided that they need to just do like the others and allow them to play. But the funny thing is, I think is that Russia is now the head of the
I know.
UN because of the rotating
I know.
security. So
That is a little
a
funny,
lot,
but yes.
yeah, a lot of things are happening there. But Russia, yeah,
Boy.
but with the tennis, I think it's okay for them to play. I think it shouldn't
As
affect
individuals,
the athletes as individuals. Yeah, so I think
yeah,
it's okay for them to.
yeah, it should be fine. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a touchy subject because it's politics, but
yeah,
yeah, but I think it should be fine, and it's a good move to see that they're not
oh,
getting double punished, as I would call it.
correct, definitely,
So,
definitely. Some Formula One back on this weekend on Australia, and
yeah,
no surprise who's at the pole. Max Verstappen at the pole, but the biggest surprise I think is that Russell is number two and Hamilton at three.
yeah. You know what? It's so funny because 2 days before, Lewis Hamilton came out and said it's gonna take a long time
Yeah,
before Mercedes can compete again with Red Bull.
hmm
And they have started to redesign their car and all of that stuff. But he's saying it's going to take us the rest of the year to potentially close that gap.
that's
And
what he
then
said. Yeah,
suddenly now they drive and it's like, oh, maybe it's just Australian track. I don't know what's going on here, but
I
suddenly the Mercedes is performing really, really well. And even Verstappen came out and said, I'm surprised and they are surprised too. So this was
yeah.
a shock for everybody.
But they were saying that the conditions suit Mercedes because
Yeah,
the temperature was 15 degrees,
yeah,
and they're able to get their tires warmed up better than the others, and
yeah,
so
yeah,
those maybe the cool conditions is one of the things that helped them quite a bit. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Yes, I'm just hoping for a good. I don't think I'll see the race live, but I'll probably watch a bit of it, the replay, because it's on at midnight tonight.
It's in Australia. It's on a
Yeah, it's on Australia
different level
time.
when it comes to time. So so
Different
13
time.
hours or something like that. So yeah,
Yeah, because I'm not gonna stay from 12
no,
to 2 o'clock watching the game, the race
the
now.
race. But I'd love to see if Mercedes could put up a big challenge.
I would love to see that. And Russell said they're going for it. He said they don't
Yes,
expect
yeah,
to have, they don't have the pace, but they're going for it.
they're gonna go for it, and
And
I know Hamilton too. He's gonna go for it. So
yeah,
they're 2 and 3. Verstappen has the faster car, but I mean, if these guys have the conditions in their favor, they are good drivers. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can take him because it would be a sign to say, okay, this is when we can beat these Red Bull guys.
correct. Well, Perez is starting last because he had a crash.
Gosh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so he's there. And in fact, there was some discussion whether or not he was going to be allowed to race because they said he did not actually qualify.
yeah, yeah. I
But
was
they
thinking
had to
about
go
that
back
too.
to some rules from which he had good enough times in the practice, so he was allowed to race.
Wow, wow, wow. I tell you, but
Yeah,
even there's some conversations going on with Russell and Hamilton too.
yes,
Hamilton
there's
started
some.
saying he's lucky or something like that, and I
Yeah,
don't think Hamilton. I don't. Well, I think Hamilton meant to say it that way, but he probably said it with his outside voice instead of his inner voice.
yeah.
So
Well,
he's getting in trouble because of it.
I think it started when Russell said that they both knew exactly what the car was like, so he
Yeah,
kind of contradicted what
just
Hamilton was
I was
saying. So
saying, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
so and then sometimes Hamilton's thinking that Russell's car is a little better than his.
It
Just like
sounds that way. That you
yeah,
think something is going on there,
yeah.
and maybe I don't know. I mean, when it comes to that racing, car racing thing, anything is possible.
Anything is possible for
Anything is
sure.
possible. So, um, I'm hoping that Mercedes wins, but I'm hoping that it's Hamilton that wins. But we'll see.
We'll see for sure.
We'll see how that goes today. But it's not good to see that they're behind and they're trying to catch up to the Red Bull guys and they're bickering at each other at the same time.
No, it's not good, and let's hope that they can finish 1, 2, and then have some fun together.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah,
Let's make that go away. And yeah,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, and to the England Roger Sports Hour, and yeah, that's the things that are happening. A lot of sports are happening, and cricket is back. And guess what? Who's back? IPL is back, Roger.
I know it's
And
April. It's
it's April,
April, and yeah, it's time
so
for the IPL. So,
for
you
the
know
next few
what?
months.
Cricket is going to be starting now in the eyes of many.
I mean, yeah, cricket is like I watched the opening game yesterday with the Chennai Super Kings and the Gujarat Titans, and crowd, the noise. Oh wow,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's T20 cricket, you know. And Sachin is actually talking, saying that 50 over cricket is dying. It's too boring. And
50 is too boring.
yeah, he said it's too boring because they use two balls, and the ball is fairly new instead of So he said when you're facing the 40th over, you're really facing a ball that's only 20 overs old. So
Oh,
he said you're not challenging. So he wants some
wow.
changes to the game, and
Wow.
because he said it's just getting too monotonous now. And
I
told
don't know if I truly agree with him, but what are your thoughts?
I
Are you on
don't.
his side or not, or no?
No, I'm not on his side.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think with the ball, yes, because it's challenging to when you have two new balls. I never agreed with the two new balls,
Yes, yeah,
because
that's
I
not a good one.
think that's part of it, that the ball get older and it's challenging to the batsman,
Batsman,
etc.
yeah, yeah. It makes it
So that
interesting.
yeah, they try to make it too much of a batsman's game, but I don't agree with Sachin when he says that it's too boring and time
Boring.
to change. Yeah,
I found it exciting, actually. I mean, I still enjoy it, and I think the attitude that players have these days, it's making a big difference. So it's exciting.
it is
Big
exciting.
scores
Yeah.
are going up, 300s are going up, and 280s, 290s. So it's good. It's good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, but back to the IPL. Yesterday, the Chennai Super Kings. Yeah, with some Alazaris Joseph, who plays for Gujarat Titans. Chennai, Dwayne Bravo is no longer playing for Chennai, but he's a bowling consultant.
Oh, they kept him
You
on.
know, yeah, they kept him around. So, he served them so long that I think that they
Yeah,
didn't want to let him go. But
yeah.
I watched, as I said, on Quad. This guy played some shots, 92 and 50. It's a good
Yeah,
thing he got out because even the captain, Pandya, Hardik Pandya, said they didn't know what to do because they bowled good balls and he hit them out of the ground. In fact,
yeah, yeah. He was on a
and
roll.
he was on a roll, and he said he thought he'd probably get the first person to get a double century in T20, the way he was playing.
That
But
would have been something to see.
would have been not a lot of runs after him because Moeen
Yeah,
Ali of 23 was the next best score. And in his first over, Alzari Joseph went for three sixes, 18 in the first over.
yeah.
But he came back and ended up with 4 and he had 2 for 33. So a good comeback for him.
I
And
think without a doubt he's West Indies' most promising bowler, and he showed it in the last few days in South Africa, and he's just finished that, and he jumped over to the IPL, and he's on a roll again. So good
yeah,
for
a
him.
couple of days later he's back there and he did, yeah, for
Good
sure.
for him. Good for him.
But although Gaikwad played well, not to be outdone because Shubman Gill wasn't to be outdone. He played some fantastic shots for his
Uh,
63 and 36, and
yeah,
yeah, Gujarat Titans won quite easily, 182 for 5 and 19.2 overs, 4 balls to spare, and they looked good. And I think a lot of exciting matches for to be played in the IPL coming up. So it's a long
it's a
time,
long.
a long
Yeah,
tournament.
it goes for a
It's
bit, but I mean, you have a passionate crowd there. It's always filled. The stadium is always filled, or the cricket ground is always filled up with people. So it's going to be pretty exciting all the way through. Although it was a month and change.
that's 6 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a long one, but another game ongoing is Punjab Kings playing against Kolkata Knight Riders, and Punjab scored 191 for 552. Rajapaskar Shikhar Dhawan had 40, and chasing now the Kolkata Knight Riders of 146 for 7 in 16 overs, so they need to get 46. They need to get 46 in 24 balls, and not impossible
That's doable these days.
these days. But they've got Narayan and Thakur batting, so
Yeah,
you will see how that goes. Russell didn't get too much, or did he? Yeah, he got 35 and 19,
35.
not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah,
30, yeah, Aya got 34, but they need some good hitting in the end
yeah,
if they're going
yeah.
to do
If they
anything
stand a chance
special.
to do anything here, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And there's one more game later on after this, so all the cricket fans and the fans of the other match coming up is it's actually started. It's the Lucknow versus the Delhi Capitals.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it started already at 10 o'clock because the other one is running a bit overtime.
okay,
So
okay,
this one has started, and Lucknow they batting first, and they are 19 after 3 overs, 19
oh,
without loss.
they're
Kyle
going
Myers,
slow.
yeah, Kyle Myers is on 10, so that's another West. You got three West Indians in this team, but two are playing today. Puran and Kyle Myers are playing.
Okay, okay, okay.
So for those of you who want to see how the West Indians are doing, then you can have a look at that.
That game, yeah.
Yeah. You'd think that because of the IPL, all cricket is done, but there's still some other cricket playing, and
Yeah, I was wondering. I thought the world shut down for this IPL.
it will be shut down shortly. But a couple of matches had to be finished,
Had to be
and
finished up.
yeah, so you know that last week West Indies beat South Africa, and I'm sure you're happy with that win. Then the
Extremely happy,
T20,
to see
I
that
know.
West Indies finally won a series. So
Yeah,
that was awesome to see, I must say.
it was the first time since 2006 that West
That's,
Indies won
yeah,
series in South Africa. So
yeah, yeah. It's been a
that's
long, long time.
fantastic.
It's a
A
long
very
time
long
coming
time.
for sure. And it was such an
Yeah.
exciting game too. So it wasn't, one of those boring games. It was actually a very exciting game.
It was exciting game for sure. And yeah, 220. The second game was really exciting. I didn't get to see much of it. You were texting me on it.
Yeah,
The 200 and 250, and then 258, 259 record totals. But that was a
totally.
great
Yeah,
one. And
it was some crazy. And I was saying, look at that. Hey, I keep complaining. Why is Johnson Charles out there?
yeah,
And look what he did. He shut me up.
man of the series, player of the
Yeah,
series.
the man shut me up.
Yeah, he did. I was surprised actually. I was thinking the same, but he just batted very well.
very, very well.
And the next day, some great hitting by Shepard to get us to 220.
But yeah, yeah, it was
So
very competitive.
it
We
was
stood a
very good.
chance if we could take more wickets,
Correct.
but yeah, just couldn't get the wickets that we needed. I think, as I said, Josie was bowling well, but the others weren't really backing it up.
That's true. So the final matches, Roger, in the West Indies 4-day competition is happening, and Jamaica lost already on the third day yesterday to TNT.
I'm wondering
But
what's going on there. I mean,
I don't know what's going on. But glad to see Leroy Lugg finally getting some runs. He got a 66.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
and
second innings because I
second
don't know what
innings.
happened in the first innings, but
In the first innings, he didn't do too well. He had six.
yeah, yeah, which
Second
is
innings.
sort of what his season looked like. So it was good to
Yeah,
see finally he got something, but it's disappointing to see, with this type of batsmen there that they are doing so poorly.
yeah,
They lost all their Jamaica lost all their games. Trinidad was losing all their games too, but they finally
yeah.
got
But they
Jamaica, so
finally,
they could get one.
exactly.
so,
Yeah, they did.
so the two bottom of the table guys were battling it out.
Yeah, there's something need to be done. The inspiration, the team, maybe the captaincy, the leadership. Who knows what it is? Something has to be done because Jamaica didn't look like themselves in that game.
I'm wondering if it's the coach. I mean, don't get me wrong, Richardson is a
Who's
good guy, and
Oh, Andrew Richardson, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Andrew
my
Richardson.
former schoolmate of mine. So I
Hmm.
mean, but I think they need somebody who's going to motivate them. I'm not sure if he's doing that. The batting, I'm not sure. Robert Samuels is. I mean, you know him well,
Yeah.
but he had revolutionized the batting, and Jamaica started batting well. But I don't know what's going on here now.
Robert is with the women's team now, so he's probably not with the Jamaica team. So
Maybe
I'm not
that's
sure who's
why.
the batting coach at
That's
the
why.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, they just probably need
So,
a good batting coach, and they
yeah,
need inspiration right now because they're just floundering at the bottom.
yeah, they are, and not looking very good.
No, and Trinidad is not much better. So I mean, the two teams that
No.
usually I think will fight it out are at the bottom, just doing nothing. It's all about
Yeah.
Guyana and Barbados these days. Well, the windwards
Right.
too.
Windwards, yeah.
Yeah.
The other game playing Guyana versus Leeward, and that one Leeward Islands was cruising to victory, needing 61 this morning, but I don't know what happened because they need 26 more runs, but they're down 7 wickets, right? And so from 92 for two with 8 wickets, they're now 117 for seven.
Wow. Did some
So
rainfall or something happen, or so
uh,
something must have happened because that's a collapse.
the two spinners happened because Kevin Sinclair 4 wickets, but Sammy Pomal has 3 wickets. So
Okay, okay.
I am not sure how they collapsed like
I don't
that.
know.
So
You'd have to spin a toss on this one, but who do you think is going to take it?
I think Leeward Islands would get through. 26 runs. They've got Kofi James is still batting. He's been playing well recently. Colin Archibald,
Hmm.
Jeremiah Louis, they can hold an end. So I think they should get the 26 runs. If it was a bit more than I would be worried, but 26, I think they should be okay with that.
The way they're falling, though, they're free falling. I don't know. It's tight, but you're right. I think it's only 26 they can, and they have
Mm.
all day to make it.
Yeah, so they
So
should be able to, but you
they
never
should
know.
be. You
It's a
never
funny
know.
game.
If you had told me before, coming from 90s for two,
Yep.
I would have thought they would have probably won the game already easily.
Yeah, I expected to look here this morning and see that they need 26 runs with 5 or 6 wickets in
Wickets,
hand.
yeah. With only three, but the three.
Mm.
I mean, you're right. They have enough people to take them over the line.
They do. And Windwards and Barbados. Barbados are struggling. They need to get a further 178 runs. They're 58 for 4.
Oh,
And it looks like Windwards are going to come back and take this one. Windwards 237, 225, Barbados 227. So Windwards, Barbados are now struggling, as I said. And the batting right now, we've got Wickham at the wicket and Shane Dorridge. So
okay,
they're not looking like they are going to hold this one. Actually, Jonathan Drake's Dorsch has pushed himself down the order. Not sure
okay.
why,
Why?
but,
Yeah, yeah.
but he has.
Hopefully, he's not
Uh,
injured.
hopefully, he's not injured. And quickly, just to round up on some other cricket that's happening, Bangladesh and Ireland, that series, Bangladesh won that series 2-1.
I saw
And
that.
consolation for Ireland in the last game.
Yeah,
And South Africa, they're up over the Netherlands, 1-0, the final match tomorrow. Roger, this must
that's
be the
Bavuma again, right?
Bavuma, yeah. This must be the longest series ever, because this series started back in 2021.
Oh my God.
The first match was played in 21. It was abandoned because of the COVID
Hmm.
situation back then, and then now they're back to finish this series 2 years later.
Wow, wow.
Yeah,
It's that's crazy. But at least, yeah, I think they needed to go through to the finals. So South Africa is looking forward to winning this series.
they're looking forward to that for sure. And the other cricket that's happening is the Cricket World Cup qualifier playoff. Canada is leading in that table, but not looking that strong right now in this current game. They're playing UAE's. Canada scored 254. At one time, they looked like they should have gotten 300 with the
Yeah.
scores, but then they've got bowled out the last few weeks. They actually won 240. 200,
Oh,
no, there were two, no, sorry, 214 in the 10th over.
okay, okay, okay.
And with 10 overs to go,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then they just lost wickets quickly and ended up at
Yeah,
254 only.
collapse,
Collapse.
collapse.
And United Arab Emirates going well now, 158 for one in 33 overs. So
Canada needs to find a bowler to make them collapse because
they need
that
some
sounds like
wickets.
they're on a roll right now. You got to get
They're on a
wickets.
roll.
You
Yeah, they
got
need
to get
wickets.
wickets.
The only thing can save Canada is wickets. Other
Wickets.
than that,
Yeah, yeah.
it looks like
We're gonna
UAE.
lose. Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
have
and that's
less than 100 to make with 9 wickets.
yes, less than 109. And but that series is going well for Canada. One, you beat USA first, and also Jersey.
Hmm.
Some teams that you probably never heard about in this tournament, but Canada is top of the table. Namibia is second. United States, they all have 4 points, but Canada is ahead by run rate.
Anyway, okay, okay.
UAE, they're 2 points. They need this win to join
Everybody will
Canada.
be on four.
Everybody will be on four, and now everybody would have played three matches.
Yeah, yeah. Tournament
So
starts over. Everybody
it,
started from scratch,
from
basically.
scratch, exactly.
So what's
Starting
going on with
out.
the US? Because I mean, I know they're talking a lot about how it's coming up over there and all of that. I thought
Cricket
it'd
is
be a little more dominant here.
no. There's a lot of problems. USA actually without leadership right now. There's no CEO. There's no president.
Okay,
There's elections on Monday, so I guess they
okay.
should probably have some direction after Monday's
After that,
election.
hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And quickly to wrap up news and notes, no surprise because there was nobody opposing them, but Dr. Kishore Shallow and Azim Basrat are now the new president and vice president of the West Indies cricket. Let's hope that they can do something special because West Indies cricket need it. Um,
I don't. Well, I don't know about. Well, we can only hope. I
we
think
can only hope that they
we
can
use
do
the
something.
right words. We're going to hope that they do something special. I
We
think
hope.
it just looks like a lot of the same for me. But
Yeah, that's just the same old khaki pants, but
yeah,
we'll see. We will see what happens.
same old khaki pants.
Yeah, Cricket West Indies also has announced a schedule for the West Indies Nine Rising Stars Under 15s Championships, which will be played in Antigua from Tuesday, April 4th to 12th of April. The matches will be played at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, Coolidge Ground, as well as Liberta Sports Club. Liberta Sports Club is actually a club almost built from scratch by Kenny Benjamin. So he did a
Oh,
lot of
cool,
work on that.
cool.
And not surprising, Roger, that Michael Vaughan, the former England captain, has been cleared
Uh,
by the ECB Cricket Disciplinary Committee of
yeah,
bringing, yeah, for his discrimination language before Yorkshire. I mean, that one to me, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I don't know what they mean by some of the things that they've said why he was cleared.
weird, yeah. They had
Um,
to find a way to clear him. So it was just for me. It was interesting to see what they're going to come up with to get him off.
right. It says it was not proved, and but the phrase that they use that's I don't know what it means up to now is Michael Vaughan was cleared on balance of probabilities.
Probabilities. Yeah, I was like, okay, what
What
are
is
they
what
talking about?
yeah, what is the balance of
Is this,
probabilities?
is this a game? Is this a weight scale? What is this?
Yeah. So
It sounds like they're saying he's half is one of those half pregnant thing where yeah he's
yeah,
he's half
exactly.
wrong, he's not fully wrong, so you can't really hold him because he didn't go all the way, he didn't do very badly, sort of badly. I don't know what they're trying to say, but it makes no sense at all. It's either you're in or
Yeah,
you're out, and not no balance of probabilities.
exactly. What did happen in this case to a whole bunch of other players who were which decided they're not going to take part in it, like
Yeah,
Matthew Haggard, Tim Bresnan, all these guys said they're not taking part. So
yeah,
now that Vaughn is clear, they're going to make it seem as though, well, it was just, there's the baseless claim. But I think
yeah,
England definitely needs to look at their system and
yeah.
can't just sweep it under the rug.
They're trying to sweep it under the rug in a nice.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, they took it where they took it, but I mean, they're trying to sweep it under the rug because they don't
yeah,
want to have to deal with this.
true. But they have to. I mean, you look at the county teams and look at the makeup. You can't tell me there are no black people good enough to play in these systems. I
I
mean,
know, I
they look
know.
at Archer is there, and because
He's
he's a
he's good,
special
but
athlete.
I still think he's a figurehead because they need an archer.
Exactly, that's what it
It's,
is. Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, it's just disappointing.
yeah, it's something that I'll like, keep an eye on and follow up and see what happens. But something to have discussion on how black people are treated in sport.
Yes, in sports, in sports.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, it's never gonna change easily. It's gonna take
No,
a big effort,
it is.
and it's gonna take leadership. It's gonna take the right people to represent, and it has to be a coordinated effort. And I don't think that is there. That's why it's hanging around for so long.
Yes,
But hopefully, we can find the leadership and the commitment to get it done because it needs to get done.
let's hope that. So that's it for me from Cricket, Raja. Unless you have anything else to add, you're listening to Love Bay Afrobeats Music Talk Radio, the Roger and Ingle Sports Hour, and maybe you want to start off with track and field and why didn't Asher Smith switch to Legions?
Yeah, that was breaking news this morning. Dean Asher Smith said, "Oh, well, I'm finally coming home." I remember when they were in Oregon, and I think Shelley asked her where her parents are from, and she said, "I don't know. I think it's somewhere called Portland or something. I don't know." So
Right.
she's a lovely young lady, but she's not going to represent Jamaica anytime soon. But it was a good way to kick off April.
April
What they call it,
1st,
April 1st.
April Fool's Day,
Call it April Fools, All Fools,
All
whatever.
Fool's Day, yeah.
How is it in St. Kitts? Because I know some places it's all day, some places it stops at noon.
No, it's all day actually. It's all
All
day
day.
in St. Kitts, and then there's, I don't know where they got these things. The next day is, I think, is something about Jack look up and Jack look down or something. John look down, something like
Well,
that.
I don't
I
know
don't
that
know
one.
that.
I don't know
Yeah,
that one, but wow, that's pretty interesting. So
yeah. Maybe they just had to add a couple of things.
it was honestly it was a lot of fun when I was like in high school and younger, but I don't know. I don't even remember about it sometimes these times. It's like, huh, April
True.
what?
Yeah.
It's not a big thing in North America, I notice. But it
No,
does
it's
happen.
not.
It does
Yeah.
happen. Big thing in the Caribbean though. That's for sure.
Go.
A lot of fun happens there. But yeah, we there's a big track and field meet going on in Jamaica called Boys and Girls Championships, Ingle, high schoolers, and they're setting the whole world alight. It's not only the Caribbean or North
Yeah.
America. Any track newspaper you look at, anything you look at now, they're talking about what happened at Boys and Girls Championship because a young man by the name of Buwaji and Krumi, 19 years old, he was second at the World Juniors last year to Tobago, who ran 9.91, and he
Mm-hmm.
ran 10.02. Now he became the first Jamaican high schooler to go under 10 seconds in the 100 meters, winning in 9.99. So he's breaking all sort of records because you don't run nines in March. So he's like the ninth person to run it in March. And he has all these things coming his way for his age group and for Jamaicans. And he's just the toast of the town, I would say. Toast of the
But
town.
I watched the race, Raj, and he could have posted a faster time because he
He
didn't
could have.
went to the to the
He was
to the
looking
end.
all over,
Yeah.
and it was so funny because last year he did the same thing and came second.
Mm,
And as soon as he came second, Bolt got up out of his seat, went onto the track, and spoke to him about it. And he
right.
was running this year. He was running, keeping focus, but in the finals he did it again.
Right.
They asked him about it, and his answer was, "Let's just focus on the victory. Let's celebrate the victory, and
Okay.
I'll work on my execution." so, so
Yeah.
he knows he screwed up. But
Yeah.
absolutely, he was flying, and he could have gone maybe 996 or something like that if he kept
Something like
focusing.
that for sure.
But what was fascinating for me is on the female side, someone even younger than him, 18-year-old
Mm-hmm.
Alana Reed,
Mm-hmm.
she destroyed Veronica Campbell's champs record that was there since like 2001. She ran 10.92 to set a new national junior record
Mhm.
in Jamaica there. And to see someone that age, Ingle, running 10.92, and if you really think about it, she wasn't even the favorite.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you. Was she gonna be the one expected to win? Because I didn't
Yeah,
hear her name. I heard other names, but
yeah, she was my pick, but
mhm.
she was ranked number two behind someone called Serena Cole, who ran on that world record breaking sprint relay team with the Clayton twins.
Right.
And if you really think about it, the Clayton twins are young enough to compete at champs as well. They just chose to go pro. So this would have been one heck of a championships if all of them were there. So they're all juniors.
No,
All of
yeah,
them are still juniors. So let's see if they all show up later this year together to face each other. But what is amusing to me is that Alana Reed is a 200-meter runner. She's not a 100-meter runner. This is not even her
wow,
favorite race.
wow,
So she came third at World Juniors last year in the 200, running 22.93. At that point in time, she was an 11.2 runner. Now she's running 10.9. So the Jamaican record is 22.5. Let's see if she can go underneath that. But she is just on fire right now, Inga. On fire. So
she,
it's going to be fascinating to see what these young Jamaicans can do. But when you look at it, Buwaji 999, Alana Reid 1092. We have a triple jumper, Jaden Hibbert, who is also 17 going on to 18. Set the world record for triple jump, 1756. So you know what? These young kids are just taking over the sport. I mean, forget about those guys in their 20s.
yeah,
It's the young
they,
guys' time.
and the size. I look at some of them. The size on some of them, they're huge.
Oh, yes, yes,
This
I
looks
know.
strong. Yeah,
I know, I know. It's going to be interesting to see how they go through. But right now, if they can maintain it, I know Bouagia said that he wants to make the Jamaican team to the World Championships this year, and with 999, he has a great shot to make it. Alana Reid hasn't said much because the female side is so stacked that
stacked. Yeah,
yeah, she probably just has to focus on her junior career. But it was interesting to see other races such as Delano Kennedy. He won the men's 400 or on the 2400 in 45.27, looking really really good. So that's a really good time. On the female side, Ricky and Russell, she ran 51.26. So it's not only the hundreds were shocking and world, you know, starting to the world, but the 400s are pretty good and the 200s are going to go today. So let's see if there's even more to come from the championships in Jamaica. There was one more race that we may just mention there. Latoya Gould is the 800-meter runner for Jamaica and the national record holder. She never lost a race at championships, and she has pretty much every single record from 800, 1500, 3000 for her time when she was running. But one of her records was broken now. So
wow,
let's see if this young lady coming up is going to take it further. But she broke her 1500-meter record. Her name is Jordan Mitchell. She ran 429.42, smashing Gould's record of 430.64, which was set 13 years ago in 2010. So interesting to see these young kids coming up. A lot of big things are happening for them. A lot of
yeah.
big things.
One thing you can say is Jamaican track and field is very healthy.
Extremely healthy. And they asked a couple of kids that were there from like Grenada and St. Vincent and all of that, and they said, you know what, Jamaica is where it's at right now for
Yeah.
development, for how their programs is set up, and that's why they're all coming there. As I said, there's over 100 of them there, and
Hmm.
some of them are doing good. A young kid from Cayman, every time he runs, he sets the Cayman in record because he was third in that 100 meters behind Buwaji, running 10.2. So, he wasn't far
Okay.
away. Yeah, and he's a young kid from Jaden Reed from Cayman. So they're all doing well. They're all doing well. Interesting times ahead, I must say. In some other results this weekend, we have Kyle Simbini from South Africa. They're having their national championships over there in South Africa. And he came out in the 100 and ran 9.98. Came out in the semis, ran 9.92. But then in the finals, he had a bad wind and ran 10.0 something. But he's off to a great start.
Hmm.
Let's see how he does this year. But he's one of those that flatter to deceive. He's always coming out and looking as if he's going to do something, and then nothing happens after that. So let's see how
One of
that goes.
those. Yeah.
One of those. Also, last weekend we had Sharika Jackson winning the 450.9, so she's doing really, really well. She's really ready to do something special. And Shada Williams from Barbados, she ran third at the World Championships in the 400 meters, but she won the 200 meters, running very. easily, I must say, winning in 22-9. While the aforementioned Tina Clayton, one of the twin sisters, she took on Brianna Williams in the 200 meters. And now Brianna Williams, of course, double world junior champion. Everyone expected her to win, but she was totally destroyed by Tina Clayton.
She
In
was
that,
third, right, in that race?
yeah,
I was
people are saying what is
surprised.
going on with her,
Yeah, I
and
was wondering. Yeah,
I don't know, man. Sometimes you change camps, and these are the things that happen. But I think let's stick with her. I have a lot of faith in her coach, and I think she's going to come back and do something special. But I must say, I was a tad surprised at how she was defeated so easily there, coming third.
yeah, I was surprised to see that result myself.
Over there in Florida, right now, yesterday the Florida relays are on. It started, and the big races are today, of course. And the championship team, 4x1 championship team from Canada, Andre DeGrasse, Aaron Brown, Jerome Blake, and Brendan Rodney, they're back together again. And they're saying they really believe that they can not only run a faster time and lower the Canadian record, but they think they can win the World Championships this year. And this is their first time together since they won, and they'll be at the Florida Relays today over there in Gainesville. So let's see how they're doing. It's early season, so I'm not sure what they're going to do, but it's a team that is in sync almost all the time. So I think they're going to have a really really good event over there today. I know Brendan Rodney ran 10.17 for a personal best last weekend, so at least I know he's in shape. So let's see what's going on with them, and everyone is looking forward to see if they can come back and do it again. Not sure how easy that is going to be. But we saw there Bahamian Stephen Gardner. He cruised to a world leading time in the 200 meters, running 20.13 to win the 200 meters over there in Florida. Well, over in Texas is the other big relays, the Texas Relays, and just about everybody from the American team is there. They have the 4x1 has American red, blue, green, purple, black. I don't know. There are five American teams in the 4x1. So they have
Wow.
tons of teams over there. Christian Coleman, Gabby Thomas, Abby Steiner, Shakari Richardson, Aliyah Hobbs. Any big name you can think of from the American team, except I
But
think Sidney McLaughlin and I think Mo. They're all there. They're pretty much all
Sydney
there.
McLaughlin has been keeping a low profile, it seems. I haven't seen much of her.
Last year when she won, she only ran 4 races for the whole year. So she's always
Oh,
low
okay.
profile, and I'm not understanding why, but she's very low profile. But in the build up to today's events, they had some events yesterday, and Jamaicans, two young kids again, won the triple jump. So Akila Smith won the women's triple jump in 1384 meters, and O'Brien Wasom won the men's triple jump in 17.00 meters. So, the Jamaicans are doing well in the field, but today everything is going to be on the track. And as I said, all the big names from America is going to be there. So let's see just how well they're going to do. But what I noticed, Ingle, that a lot of athletes these days are confident that they think they can break the world record in their events.
Mm-hmm.
So, on a talk show recently, I think Mo says, what, she's going to go for the 800-meter world record this year, and she
Wow.
believes she can do it. You had Ariane Knighton, the young kid who broke
Okay.
he
Mm-hmm.
broke all of Usain Bolt's age group records. So he's not a
Wow.
joke. And he says he's not even thinking about just breaking a record. He's thinking about going to sub 19. So
Wow.
he's going
Like
18. So I was like,
18.
okay.
Okay.
So you know what? He's very talented. I don't know what to say.
I
He
don't
hasn't
know about, but he must feel something he's doing in training that make him think that. But sub 18, wow,
sub
that's
19 is
ambitious.
almost
Sub
impossible, man.
19, yeah,
He's not
that's a
there yet, but he
no.
did
I
run
don't think so.
1949, so he's not very far away. But and he's on the 19 going on to 20. So let's see what he does. But yeah, that's a little a little fast. And even
Hmm.
Kenny Bednarek, who was second in the Olympics in the 200 meters, he says looking to run 9.7 this year, 19.3 to see if he can break the American record in the 200. So everybody's just talking records. That's all it is about these days. Records, records, records. So we're gonna see how that one goes. In some other news and notes, Ingle. So Oscar Pistorius, I'm not sure if you remember him. He's the one
Yeah, I
who,
do. Yeah.
yeah, with the Blade Runner they used to call him because he
Hmm.
ran with the blade on his leg, and he had shot his
His
girlfriend at the
girlfriend.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's serving 13 years for murder. And he tried to get off, and but they shut him down at the parole board. Saying, "No, listen, you got to serve your sentence, buddy."
Hmm.
So that collapsed. They said he came for the parole board meeting before he was scheduled to. So he's still there sitting and waiting. And I think, honestly, he should sit out that 13 years. I mean, I still don't truly believe his story. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, I wasn't there, so
True.
but the courts agreed with me that he did something wrong, and he's serving 13 years.
Yeah.
Surprised it's 13 years for murder, but I guess every country is different. So let's see how he goes from here. Um, Ongoing issue, Olympics. What's gonna happen with this, Ingle? I don't know, man. It's getting a little dicey here because more and more are coming out, and I don't know. They're even upset that
Talking about.
IOC President Thomas Bach is saying, Russians and Belarusians competed as neutral. That works, So they're not. No, no, we don't want them at all. So I don't know. He has even come out now and saying that he thinks the attitude from the European politicians are deplorable.
Yeah.
If they keep on attacking the Russian and Belarusian athletes, and he's not happy with that and all of that. So I don't know. It's I'm not worried, I should say, but I'm getting a little concerned because I think it's gathering steam. This boycott argument is gathering steam, and that's one of the last things I want to see, Inga.
You don't want to see a boycott at all for the Olympics.
I
I think, as you said, it's gathering steam, but you know what? That's not going to help anything. It's not going to make any changes to what's going on.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't think they should be boycotting. I mean, they're playing other sports as independent, so why not the Olympics?
Yeah, yeah, I think, and it's punishing people that has nothing to do with it. But I think Poland has started coming up with something now, asking them to sign something to say that they are not for the war. So
Right.
I don't know if that's going to swing. I don't know what your thoughts are. Would you sign that? I mean, you got to go back to Russia at some point to talk to Putin about it.
You
So,
have to. Exactly.
so what's going to happen here? Because like Poland is saying, okay, if you want to come, you got to sign this paper to say that you're not for the war.
But they've already, we know the countries who are not for it and who are for it. So
Yeah,
why do you
yeah.
have to go and sign anything at this
I
stage? So
know, I know. They're just trying to make it as difficult as possible
yeah,
for.
I think so.
I I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting
Yeah.
to see how that one works out, but it's really touching now because it's not that far away.
No, it's not. And Putin's not going to listen to anything they say.
Oh no, no,
So
he's not even in this at all. He doesn't care. He's doing his thing. So
yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see how that one works out. But yeah, it's as I said, lots going on in track and field. It's getting hot this weekend over there in the US in the Texas relays, and we're just a month away from the Diamond League opening up. So you're gonna see a lot of times, and from what I'm seeing, Ingle, expect world records. As I said, I think there are going to be quite a few, but I could be wrong. But expect world records. So the season is begun. But Usain Bolt came out and says, all this talk about this and that. He said, I've talked about it for years that the sport needs to change the way it is set up.
hmm
It's not as exciting, so people don't want to
to
watch.
watch. Yeah,
If you don't have a superstar that stands out like I did, then it's going to be hard to draw the big crowds and draw the attention you want. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I
Because
think I don't know. That's a strong statement because to me they have a lot of superstars. There's some good times. They
exactly,
have some good.
exactly.
The
And it's
competition
competitive.
is
You
very
can,
competitive.
so
Yeah,
people should be there to see people going up against each other, not just watching one man dominate. But he believes the sport is boring because you don't have a dominant player in there. I'm not sure.
maybe Noah Lyles dominating the 200 right now, starting to.
Maybe they need to break one of his
Maybe
world
the
records.
break. Maybe that's what he means. That somebody needs to challenge his world record, make it
Maybe.
more exciting. Because I mean, I think on the women's side especially, you got like so many
Yeah,
people challenging for world
exactly.
records. So
Sydney's there going on with her thing, and
yeah,
people are saying Sharika's going to do something, Shelly's going to do something. The
Shelley,
races are competitive.
yeah,
It's like, whoa, what is he saying here? But I don't know. Maybe the setup of the sport, I don't know.
maybe.
Something is not 100% right with that because you're right. It's competing against soccer and all of that, and they're not getting the same crowds as before,
Yeah, that's true.
especially in North America.
But still, they have some exciting runners. So
The races
maybe
are going to be
it's
exciting this year, I think. I mean, there's a
yeah,
lot of exciting races. So I, I know, and I'll give it some time. Let's see
hmm
if the crowds come back. I know for me, it's about how you market the sport and how you get people involved in the sports. And that's where I think they're probably not doing a great job. They're taking it for granted, in my opinion. We have the number one sport in the world, and they don't realize that it's slowly not staying on top. So
that's
it's
thing.
not
Yeah,
number one all the time now. So they need to do something to remain on top. And I think that's what it needs, not to have some one superstar.
Yeah, I think that's what he probably means when he says that. So that they
Yeah.
need to have more marketing and something do different.
Yes, they have to. They
If you're
said, I
show up,
agree with that.
you show up at the track and field, you kind of know what to expect. So maybe
Yeah.
something, yeah,
Yeah.
more exciting.
I know in America they're trying to have like make it a music festival, so you have bands playing and all of that. So
Mm.
maybe that's a way to start, but they need to do the on-field product as well. So they just got to figure out how to market the sport the way it should be marketed.
And engage the fans better.
Engaging the fans is the number one way, right?
Yeah,
So we will see how that goes. But yeah, that's about it for track and field.
yeah. And with the time, we have about 4 or 5 minutes left, so
Yeah,
we can talk some soccer.
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure.
okay.
We can start off with my guy Lionel Messi.
Messi, yeah.
Yeah, so Barcelona wants him back, and they said they are actually in contact with him because his 2-year contract with Paris Saint-Germain ends this summer. And they're wondering, but I mean, apparently Messi has told his teammates in Argentina that he's set to stay at PSG and later in his career. So he's 35 now. He's
hmm
gonna come MLS. so
Oh, okay.
so he probably saw what Beckham got, what, 250 million or something like that.
250, yeah, a lot of money, yeah.
So he's probably going to do the same and just maybe play another year or two in PSG, come when he's 37, 38, make a bag of money. But I will admit, I mean, if he's in the MLS and Toronto's playing whichever team he's on,
Oh,
I'm
it's
going to
gonna be,
try to find a way to get to that
of
game.
course, you're gonna find a way. Well, it's probably gonna be a toss-up between because I'm sure the Saudis will offer him a ton of money as well.
They tried. They
They
tried. And I
tried,
think,
yeah.
yeah, they're trying to get him to go to Saudi Arabia like
But,
Ronaldo, but he's not biting, apparently.
yeah,
He's not
but
biting.
I was actually kind of surprised to see that discussion because I thought I've heard Messi say before he was staying, so I thought he was gonna sign his contract. But then when I saw Barcelona was backing it, I'm like, wow,
Yeah. He probably
that's
just want to make more out of it, right? So the more he
probably
gets them to hassle over him, is the more money he's gonna
more
get.
money.
So, but they said he's already told his friends that he's staying. So,
Yeah,
Barcelona can talk all they want. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah, I think he
Uh,
will.
I tell you what. In Canadian news, Canada is doing really well with the men's side, and as you know, they've become really a good nation of
They're
soccer in
good. Hmm.
NACAC here. So they had a dominant 4-1 win over Honduras over there at the BMO Stadium this week in Toronto. Did you get a chance to go down on Tuesday or no?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't get a chance. I just watched the highlights of the game. I didn't even get to watch the game, but I watched the
Game
highlights.
highlights. They're looking good, and I think
Yeah,
as they said, they want to get a trophy now. So they're going to these Nation Cups final, and they're looking to get a trophy. They want to take it home, and that's what they want to do, and that's a good focus. So let's see if they can actually do that. It's going to be pretty
and
interesting
the other,
because go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was
No,
just saying it's not easy competition to win.
no, it's not easy one. I was gonna say the other thing for me. I like the weather warm, so it's not warm enough yet
I know,
to
I
sit
know.
in BMO by
No,
the
it's
lake.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not.
You
No,
gotta be a
Tuesday wasn't a day for that.
no, not
so
at all. Yeah,
we will see how that go. What do you think about Conte walking away from Tottenham Hotspurs? He's
yeah,
been complaining a lot, and people have been complaining about him, and I don't know. He just said enough.
yeah. He said enough, and they were accusing Richarlison of starting the leading the to
Yeah,
get
I
rid of
know.
him, but he said he didn't, and yeah, it's important.
He
That
had some strong comments, I must
he
say,
did.
but
Yeah,
but I don't
I
know. I
think
think he's a good manager.
when you start to blame your team and say things like that, then
Yeah,
something's not going right. So maybe it's the
it's,
best thing to do.
and it's definitely the best thing because he's calling them selfish. I think they were up 3-1 and then
Yeah,
ended up
no,
tying the game. And,
yeah,
he's complaining about Richarlison and I don't know. He went
yeah,
the wrong route. I think he wasn't winning and people were pressuring him and he just not handling the pressure well.
that's so true.
We'll see. We'll see. But I was
Yeah,
taking a look at your team and
Chelsea.
the big players coming back, Conte. He's going to be back from injury this weekend, Ingle. So
Mhm.
does that mean that we're going to finally see Chelsea becoming
Chelsea
a real team again?
playing
They
well.
make
They should be. They should start to play really well. They're now they now have to. They have no choice
I
if they want to.
know.
Yeah, but they're not in a relegation mood. But
No, no, no,
Chelsea
no.
has to start playing like Chelsea. They play the late game today, so
Aston Villa, yeah, we'll
we'll
see.
see how that goes. Just Man City won early this morning.
Yeah, you know what? What's going on
4-1.
with Liverpool, man?
Liverpool
They
expected a better game from them. It was At one point, it was tied 1-1, and
It was
then
tied 1-1 at halftime, and I was like,
at
okay, at
halftime,
least
yeah.
Liverpool has showed up,
Mm-hmm.
but
But
apparently not.
it was, yeah.
It's going to be
So,
interesting to see if cities out there, they're looking to win the Champions League, although they're in tough in their next game against Bayern. They're looking to win the FA Cup, which I think they're going to probably line up against Manchester United, so that's going to be a big game. But I think if they were to, and they want to win the league, so they're second and they're the only team that can really challenge Arsenal right now.
yeah, yeah.
But I think if they had to choose, it would be the Champions League.
It would be, yeah, for sure. Well, Arsenal is well, just some halftime scores. Arsenal looking to stay in front, so they're 1-0 over Leeds. Bournemouth down 1-0 to Fulham. Brighton and Brentford 2-all.
Hmm.
Crystal Palace and Leicester 0-0, and Nottingham Forest 1-up on Wolves. So
Yeah, yeah. I know Liverpool has to face Arsenal, I think, next week. So
next week, yeah,
let's see if Liverpool can slow them down. But the way Arsenal is going right now, Ingle, um, it's
they,
less than 10 games.
a win
I
today
think,
will put them 8 points clear, right?
yeah, I don't know if Ingle, I don't know if they can be caught.
I don't think so either, but everybody was waiting for them to just lose a few, but
They
it's not
haven't.
happening.
And what they're at the point now where it would be a shame because they're out of everything else. This is all they have.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think they're gonna go for it, and I will sadly say that they will be the champions this year.
They will be champions, I think so.
Finally,
Yeah, finally. Well, we're out of time.
for sure.
So we want to thank everyone for listening. Wherever you are, have a good evening, a good morning, good night, and enjoy the rest of the weekend. If you're in Toronto area, and go outside and enjoy some of that
Enjoy the
sunshine. Yeah.
sunshine, and if you're inside, you listen to Love Bay Afrobeat and Music Talk radio show.
Yes.
It's awesome place to be as well if you're inside or even if you're outside too. But get some sunshine. It's finally here. Enjoy it.
Yes. That's gonna be good from now on. So
Yeah.
enjoy everyone and have a good weekend.
And we catch up with you next week. Thanks, guys.